Hello students, my name is Ankita Dhakri and today I am going to teach you the balancing of chemical equation. Okay. As I have observed that balancing of chemical equation has always been the headache among the students. Like where to write 2, 3 and where to put 4 or 5 in a chemical equation, or simply doing it by a hit and try method. So by doing this, we just lose long time of hours and at last it makes us feel confused and irritated. So in this video, I will be teaching you the balancing of chemical equation in a very simple way. So let us proceed just by understanding the meaning of the term chemical equation. So I tell you, the chemical equation basically is the symbolic representation of a chemical equation in which the reactants and products are denoted by their chemical formulas. If I give a simple example of formation of water. So the water is formed by the reaction between H2 and O2 to produce H2O, that is water. Okay, here we have 2 atoms of hydrogen and here also we have 2 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen and 1 atom of oxygen. So wait. So before understanding the balancing of the equation, let us understand few more terms like water reactants and water products. Okay, so I'll tell you the things which are written on the left hand side of this arrow. Things which are written on the left hand side of this arrow are known as reactant. So in this equation, hydrogen and oxygen are reactants, and things which are written on the right hand side, that is RHS, right hand side of this arrow, are known as products. So this is left hand side, LHS, and this is right hand side. So in this equation, hydrogen and oxygen are reactants and water is the product form. Okay. So before proceeding more further, there is one more important thing which we need to keep in our mind. That is the stoichiometric coefficient. Okay, if I directly balance it first, 2 and 2 here, it is 2 and 4. Now it is balanced. So I was talking about the stoichiometric coefficient. So the stoichiometric coefficient denotes the total number of atoms. It denotes the total number of atoms of any chemical species towards the left hand side and towards the right hand side. So, or simply I say the number of atoms in the left hand side should be equal to the number of atoms in the right hand side, that is the product side. So in this equation, 2 is the stoichiometric coefficient of hydrogen, and in this product side in water, this 2 is the stoichiometric coefficient of water. I think this is clear to all, the concept of stoichiometric coefficient. Okay, now I will be telling you the basic concept of balancing of chemical equation by taking a very simple example of water. So now I will be teaching you how to balance the equation. I will begin with the formation of water only. So this chemical equation is written over here. First of all, we have to count the number of atoms of hydrogen, and we will check it with the number of atoms of hydrogen in the product side. So in here we have only 2 atoms of hydrogen, and here also we have 2 atoms of hydrogen. So I can say it is already balanced. Now proceeding towards the oxygen. Here we have 2 atoms of oxygen, and in the product side I have only 1 atom of oxygen. So to make it 2, I can multiply it by 2. So I can write 2 here. So now I have 2 atoms of oxygen here and 2 atoms of oxygen here. So here the number of atoms of oxygen are also balanced. So from the beginning I will again check the number of atoms of hydrogen. Here we have 2 atoms of hydrogen and here we have 2 into 2, that is 4. 4 atoms of hydrogen. So to make it 4, here also I will multiply it by 2. Now I can say this is balanced. So we will check it again. Here 2 into 2, 4, we have 4 atoms of hydrogen, and 2 into 2, 4, we have 4 atoms of hydrogen here as well. I will check the number of atoms of oxygen here. I have 2 atoms of oxygen in the left hand side and 2. We will read it as 2 atoms of oxygen. So in the product side also we have 2 atoms of oxygen. Now I can say that this equation is balanced. Okay. So to understand this concept, we will take few more examples. The next example I will take is that of carbon plus oxygen. Carbon reacting with oxygen to give CO. It is carbon monoxide. So now we will balance it. We will follow the same steps as we did in the previous example. First of all, we will count the number of atoms in the left hand side and we will compare the number of atoms to the right hand side, that is product side. So here we have only 1 atom of carbon. Here also we have only 1 atom of carbon. So we need not to do anything with this. Now I will check the number of atoms of oxygen in the left hand side and right hand side. Here I have 2 atoms of oxygen. 2 atoms of oxygen, and here I have only 1 atom of oxygen. So what I need to do? Simply I will put 2 here to make it 2. So here I can see that I have 2 atoms of oxygen and here also I have 2 atoms of oxygen. Now I will check again from the beginning. That is I will check the number of atoms of carbon again. I have only 1 carbon atom here and here I have got 2 atoms of carbon. So I need to make it 2 again. So I will write 2 over here. Now I will check it again, that here I have 2 atoms of carbon and it is also 2 here. So it is balanced. So carbon is balanced. Now I will check with the oxygen. Here I have 2 atoms of oxygen and it is also 2 here. So I can say that this equation is also balanced. I hope these 2 examples are clear to all. Okay. Now I will take another example. That is magnesium reacting with the oxygen. It is magnesium reacting with the oxygen to give magnesium oxide. It is magnesium oxide. So in this example also we will follow the same steps as we did in these 2 previous examples. So first of all I will check the number of atoms of magnesium. Here I have only 1 atom of magnesium and here also I have only 1 atom of oxygen. So I can say it is balanced in both the sides. I will check the number of atoms of oxygen. Here I have 2 atoms of oxygen and here I have only 1 atom of oxygen. So to make it 2, I will multiply this by 2. So now here I have 2 atoms of oxygen and here 2. So it is balanced. Now I will check it from the beginning. That is here we have 1 atom of magnesium and in the product side I have 2 atoms of magnesium. So it is 1 and it is 2 here. So we will balance it. So to make it equal we will multiply it by 2. Now I will check again for the whole equation. That is here I have 2 atoms of magnesium and 2 atoms of magnesium here as well. So these are equal. And here I have 2 atoms of oxygen and in the product side we have 2 atoms of oxygen. So I can say this equation is also balanced. So I can see that these 3 examples were very much similar to each other. Now I will take a little more complex example to make you understand this. Next example is the CH4, that is it is methane. It is reacting with oxygen, it is O2, to give CO2, that is carbon dioxide and H2O. It is water. So we will balance it. So here also we will follow the same steps which we did in earlier examples. So first of all we will check the number of atoms of carbon in the left hand side and in the right hand side. Here I have only one atom of carbon, and in the right hand side also I have only one atom of carbon. So we need not to do anything with this. Now I will check the number of atoms of oxygen. Here I have 4 atoms of, it is hydrogen. Here I have 4 atoms of hydrogen, and here I have only 2 atoms of hydrogen. So to make it 4, I can multiply it by 2. So I will put 2 here. 2 into 2, it is also 4 now. And it is also 4. It is done. Now we will proceed on to hydrogen. Here we have 2 atoms of oxygen. And let us check here also. Here we have 2 atoms of oxygen, and here also 2 atoms of oxygen. So here we have a total of 4 atoms of oxygen. So here we have 4 atoms of oxygen, and here I have only 2 atoms of oxygen. So to make it 4, I will multiply it by 2. Now 2 into 2, it is 4. So I can say that here we have 4 atoms of oxygen, and here also we have 4 atoms of oxygen. Now I will check again for the carbon and hydrogen also. So here I have only 1 atom of carbon, carbon also 1 here. We have 4 atoms of hydrogen here, and here also we have 2 into 2, that is 4 atoms of hydrogen. It is done. Now we will check for the oxygen. 2 into 2, it is 4. Here we have 4 atoms of oxygen on left hand side, and 2 into 2, 4. It is also 4. We have 4 atoms of oxygen on the right hand side. So it is also balanced now. Now I will take one more example about which you might have studied. That is the respiration. Next example is respiration. What is done in respiration? We have glucose, that is C6H12O6. It is glucose. It reacts with oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. It is H2O. This process of respiration. It is respiration. We will now balance this equation, and here also we will follow the same steps. We will check the number of atoms of carbon here. Here we have 6 atoms of carbon, and here we have only 1 atom of carbon. So to make it 6, we will multiply it by 6 here. Now the number of atoms of carbons are balanced. Now I will check the number of atoms of hydrogen. Here in the left hand side I have 12 atoms of hydrogen, and here I have only 2 atoms of hydrogen. So to make it 12, what will I do? I will multiply it by 6. 6 into 2, it will become 12. Okay, this is done. Now I will proceed on to balancing of oxygen. Here I have 6 atoms of oxygen here and 2 atoms of oxygen here. Total it becomes 6 plus 2, 8. So here I have 8 atoms of oxygen in the left hand side. And towards the right hand side we have 6 into 2, it is 12, and 6 plus 6. Total we have 18 atoms of oxygen here. So how can we make them equal? So here I can proceed by hit and trial method. To put any number here, it will be quite more complex. So I will begin it from here only. So if I put 2 here, 2 into 2 is 4. Still it don't become 8. Yes? But I need to make it 18. What can I do? I can check it by another number. If I take 4 here, and then it will become 4 into 2, 8. 8 plus 6, it will become 14. Even though it is not equal to 18, if I simply multiply it by 6 directly, then what will become? 6 into 2 will become 12, And here already we have 6. 6 plus 12. It will become 18. And here also we have 18. So I can say that from here that this number of atoms of oxygen are balanced now. If I check from the beginning by checking the number of atoms of each atom, number of atoms of each compound. So here we have 6 atoms of carbon and here we have 6 atoms of carbon. It is done. Now we have 12 atoms of hydrogen. That is 6 into 2, 12 atoms of hydrogen. Here also it is also done. Now proceeding towards the number of atoms of oxygen. It is 6 here and 6 into 2, 12. 12 plus 6 becomes 18. So in left hand side we have 18 atoms of oxygen. And towards the product side we have 6 into 2. It is 12 and plus 6. 12 plus 6 becomes 18. So the number of atoms of oxygen are also balanced. So I can say that the whole equation is balanced now. So I hope I could make you understand this concept of balancing of chemical equation. I hope you like these examples. At the end I would like to say that the more the question you will practice of balancing the equation, the more you will learn, the more confident you will become. Okay, so this is all from my side for today, and thank you for watching and wish you all the very best.